How's it going, people? It's almost midnight on the East Coast. You got a Blue Jay fan and a Met fan on here talking whatever the hell's going to come out of our mouths over the next 20, 30 minutes. Movies. Wow. Yeah, it's been that night. And we have a guest joining us. We might have a couple of them. We'll have to wait and see. But Matt, how's it going, man? How's your night? How you doing, dude?
I would have been a lot better if the Bucks fucking lost. I cannot stand the Bucks.
Just any team with the name Bucks in it you hate now?
No, it's just shut up.
It can be a completely team.
I really want to see CP3 get a ring. I mean, he's 17 years in. He's been a part of some fairly good teams, and this has been his closest shot. So I really want to see him get a ring. I mean, Giannis he'll get one sooner or later, but Chris Paul's in the twilight of his career, so wouldn't mind seeing him get one.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could. Also joining us, you may know him as Good Real Hunting, but we know him as the Brett Man. What's happening, dude?
What's going on, guys? How are y'all doing?
What's up, man?
Didn't I see you somewhere just not too long ago?
I think that was my twin. He's a little bit of an asshole, but so I'm the good one. So how are y'all doing? Maddie, I heard your comment about Chris Paul, and I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. He didn't shoot that well this game. So, I mean, Booker put that team on his back. But, I mean, if Paul ain't hitting some shots, man, they're not going to win it.
Yeah, so I'm just a fan of veterans just winning their one and only ring. So I feel like every veteran for at least 15 years should at least win one ring.
Yeah. I agree.
Buck you, Matt. Buck you. Apparently, says Frank. How are we all doing tonight? Is it a good night? Decent night?
Yeah, always a good night.
Yeah, it's always. It could have been better. I thought they were going to win
it. Right back to this, huh?
Yeah. Nice poster, by the way.
I know. I love the Empire Strikes Back. The special edition is a better poster than the original Empire, in my opinion.
I agree.
Over there as well. But it's a great poster.
You know what I'm talking about.
That one. Yeah, we had a fun little chat about that today. And originally, when I put that up, the Kills one was right here. and then the 78 one was there, but I moved the 78 one over to behind where Kieran sits when he's down here, and decided to have the 18 and kills facing each other. And I can't get rid of Empire. That's going nowhere. So
absolutely you can't.
Man, the Empire Strikes Back. You guys are gonna get me started on Star Wars. You're gonna if I start, I won't be able to stop.
I mean, you could always be the Last Jedi poster.
I have one of those around here somewhere, but it's no longer up on the wall. So
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Did you give it to Kieran?
I'm sure he would take it. Brett, you an Empire fan, man? If so, why?
Oh, Empire, easily my favorite Star Wars movie of all time, just because like it just has it all for what you want in a perfect sci-fi movie, and it's my all-time favorite twist. Like, how do you not love that twist?
Oh, it's epic, absolutely epic.
Yeah, and I actually want Halloween Kills to be like Empire. I keep on saying that. Like, I want like Michael to win, how like the Empire wins in Episode 5.
I'm trying to think, has Michael won in a film before that we've seen? I don't think you can count 5. That wouldn't be right because he's, fiddling.
He more retreated in 5 than anything.
Not 4, not 6. He kind of just sort of got away.
Kind of 1 and 1.
Like he retreated there too.
I guess we'll have to wait and see if it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But it'd be cool. Too many times I feel like we go and see a horror movie or a slasher, and it's like, oh, well, this is going to be fun, but how's the bad guy lose at the end? We need more bad guys winning in them. So when you go to see one, it's like, okay, this could be a good ending or a bad ending. And there's not enough bad endings, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Or bad guy favorable endings would be the.
You need that story arc.
Right.
Matt, is Empire your favorite, man?
Mm-hmm.
Good, man.
Jedi's slightly. I've always loved Jedi too, but I mean, it's Empire. And then there's a distance, and there's Jedi behind that. For me,
absolutely. I'm noticing, Brett, if you don't mind pointing out, dude, is that a Rob Zombie steel case for the Halloween?
Yes, it is, and it's signed by Scout Taylor Compton too.
Ooh,
that's awesome, dude. That I'm not a big zombie film fan, but like that looks spectacular. I've never seen that one.
Yeah, I saw it like when she was in Nashville. I was like, oh, I gotta have her sign something, Rob Zombie Halloween like. And I was looking on eBay, or not eBay, Amazon, and I saw that steelbook. Even though it's the director's cut, which I wasn't happy about that because they include one scene in the movie that I just do not agree with. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I don't care. I might not never watch it, but at least it looks great on a display.
Yeah, they really didn't need to do that scene. I know what you're talking about too.
So unnecessary.
No need for it whatsoever. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of my gripe I have with Zombie is he seems to always find a way to include something similar to that in his movies, and I don't know why that needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
That's his calling card. No, duh.
I think there should be an OnlyFans tier on your Patreon. If there was, I think Kieran would probably be in charge of that, considering this is scary, but he actually just made a comment similar to that in our staff chat. So we got spies. People are listening. Wow. Something we don't talk about too much on this channel, but how do you guys feel about the original Terminator? Do you guys classify that as a horror / sci-fi movie or strictly sci-fi? Because to me, the first Terminator very much plays out like a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
I can see both aspects of it. I can see the sci-fi part of it a little bit, and then I can see the horror point of it too, because it just was like somewhat of a bloodbath to a degree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then with the first one too, it's just like with me, what defines horror is just like what scares you. If a freaking like cyborg from the future is chasing you, that's damn scary right there. I don't care who you are. So I easily classified the Terminator as a horror movie.
Nice. I agree. I love it too. I think it's on the stream we were just on celebrating Matt's birthday. you had mentioned liking a certain movie better than another movie, and I cracked a joke about it, but then came back with the, you know what? Who cares what anybody else thinks? You love what you love, I'm someone that passionately hates The Last Jedi. I think it's the worst thing that's ever happened to Star Wars. However, my oldest son loves the movie, and I'm not upset with him because he loves the movie. I think he should love what he loves, even if I don't get it. And for me, with Terminator, I like the first movie way better than the second movie. And I know for a lot of people that would be, it wouldn't handle that one too well.
But I don't blame you for that, because to me, like, they're just so equal. So I do not blame you for that at all. Like, you really can't go wrong with either or, because they're both fantastic.
But one's more the horror film, and two's more the sci-fi.
And the action, yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with that for sure. Even the right down to the villain. So.
Oh, and Sean, my brother will absolutely agree with you that The Last Jedi almost just ruined Star Wars. So he would appreciate that comment you made.
I'm with him too.
As much as for some reason Intel Wild's comment floated off the screen. For me, I used to be mad like just at that movie. And then when I realized how Disney handled it, as a trilogy altogether, how there was no set plan in place, and the directors were not working together, and they were all sort of doing their own thing. It's just like, that's not how you make a movie trilogy, any movie trilogy, let alone Star Wars. And so for me, I don't necessarily blame that movie. I just blame the way Disney handled that trilogy. And yet Disney handled The Mandalorian, and I love that. I think it's great.
Oh yeah, they should just give the whole keys to the kingdom to Favreau. Absolutely, I feel like that's what they need to do.
That and Fellini.
Favreau and Filoni, absolutely. Fellini. Wow,
it's late. That's my bedtime.
It is late. It's good morning, everybody. It's 12:04 a.m. Eastern, just outside Toronto, Ontario here, and. This is we have a couple of questions coming in. Hey, Intel, how's it going, man? I'm guessing it's just past 9 your time. Hopefully you're having a good night. Where is it here? John Q, you guys into MMA? Any thoughts on Conor McGregor's ankle break?
Well, McGregor literally took the term break a leg too literally. I just saw the picture. It didn't look pretty, but I used to be a fan of MMA. I'm not the biggest fan anymore, just because like some of the fighters that I really enjoyed are not really there anymore.
Same. I was never like a UFC fan, but for whatever reason, like I really gravitated towards Frank Mir. I just enjoyed seeing a guy who could, submission wrestle really well. So he was always fun to watch, and usually when he lost in entertaining fashion. So it's like you're watching a Frank Mir fight, you're usually going to get something good regardless of what it is. So that's cool. Oh man, I almost regret taking that stance now. James says The Last Jedi is better than The Empire Strikes Back.
Can we ban him from the page?
I'm going to
is that blasphemy?
Teeth here and say you love what you love, and you should absolutely love that. And
James, Chad is a bad influence on you. So.
You know what, though? For a lot of people who may not have been into the original Star Wars movies and are more into like the newer ones, The Last Jedi probably plays out a lot like The Empire Strikes Back did for some of those people. I don't get it. I don't. I never will. I've tried. Oh, he's joking. Thank God.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, now what I really wanted to respond to him with was this.
No!
Oh, wow.
I heard that earlier.
You did? I wasn't sure if it came over or not. I wasn't sure if it would, just because it's not hooked up to mine, and I was just a guest, and I know it would play, so it's good to know. Intel Wild in with a $5 super chat. The first Terminator was much darker than the second, and I do prefer the first one, but T2 was great. T2 was classic. I remember So I was very young, and my cousin who's been on here, Ray, him and I were play wrestling, and he gave me a bulldog, but like we were too far up, and he got me on the pavement instead of the grass.
Oh.
And so it got messy. It got very messy. And I remember having to go to the hospital. And after we got out of the hospital, we went to Blockbuster when we rented an old Royal Rumble VHS and Terminator 2. And we had that. And it was just like, it was such an awesome night. And that's the first time I'd ever seen T2. And T2 is a classic. I just prefer T1.
Mm-hmm.
How about you guys? T1 or T2?
I'm T1, but I don't think you can go wrong either way.
I think I'm T2. It's been a while since I've seen T1 and T2, but from my memory, it's T2. But I bet you this time around, it's going to be T1.
Yeah, maybe so. Daniel Heford puts in $5 super chat, says, theaters open for you Friday. What are you seeing first on the big screen? I might spend all weekend at my local movie theater. I can tell you, Dan, that myself and Kieran are taking our better halves to a movie Saturday night. I just said this on the last stream, Brett. I'm going to mess it up again. The Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife 2 or something like that.
Yeah, the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
This is what I know. Okay. I know that Ryan Reynolds is in it and Samuel L. Jackson's in it. So it's fun, right? It's got to be fun. Mm-hmm. It might be bad, but it should be fun.
What is it? Samia Hayek. She's back in it again.
Mm-hmm. Was she in the first one?
Yeah, she was in the first one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I not remember her?
She was almost more of a cameo in the first one, maybe a little bit more, but yeah, she's full on in this one.
There's a lot out right now. You could go see The Purge. You could go see Escape Room. Escape Room was fun. We were talking about that over on Matt's channel. Have you guys seen the first one?
I've seen the first one, and I like the concept of it. I just don't think it was executed the way I was hoping for.
What do you mean, like in the end, or
just like the whole, just like some of the characters? I feel like some of them could have fleshed out better. But I love the whole escape room, like turning into a deadly trap. I love that concept. I just feel like it's just some of the little things too. Kind of like, I think what one of my buddies just best mentioned, it's a good, like, watered down Saw flick, like in a way.
I'm gonna attempt to say this name. I've never seen this person on the channel before. Ulrich von
Lichtenstein.
I'm sorry if I butchered that. As long as you're not a troll, in which case you'll be banned in seconds. But if you aren't and you're actually a real dude, then cool. Says, Sean, did you know Jay from We Watched a Movie mentioned your channel today? No idea. I've had a conversation with, I think it was Jay, and it was like a year and a half ago. It was brief. And other than that, we've had no interaction other than the odd tweet. Chain or two will be involved in it at the same time, and I don't really know those guys at all. Obviously, much respect for what they do. I mean, hundreds of thousands of followers.
Yeah, so they got a great channel over there. They're very entertaining.
Very much so. But no, I didn't know that. That's cool, and positive or negative, cool. So, there was another question in here, guys. I accidentally skipped over it. I see.
Honestly, I think the first movie I'm gonna go see is Candyman.
Candyman.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like the posters too. Thank you. I've only seen the first Candyman once, and probably gonna get hate for this, but like, I don't find it very memorable, guys. I don't know. Like, as much as I might not like the first Scream movie the last time we did a watch along, I just didn't like the way it was paced. I would still watch Scream 1,000 times over again before I ever put on Candyman again. Like, are people just clamoring for movies because it's been so long, or is there a lot of hype behind Candyman? I honestly don't know.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, and Shaw, I'm with you too. I think it's earlier this year or late last year was the first time I ever watched Candyman 2, and I'm just like, good movie, but okay, I'll just only seen it once. That's not a movie I'll just like rewatch again. But I am excited for the remake that's coming out.
Yeah. Awesome. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. What do we have here? This year's going to be good for IMAX, in my opinion. Well, we know Dune's coming. Whether you're a big fan of Dune or not, Denis Villeneuve basically shot that entire film in IMAX, and they're playing it here at the Cinesphere in Toronto as part of TIFF. But because we don't know what the restrictions are going to be at that point, it's very much up in the air as to what ends up happening with it. Like, will it be available to the public, or is it just going to be, people from other movies and stuff that get to go see it? I haven't heard of tickets going on sale yet, but I'd love to be there for it. James Graves says, we watched a movie, was heavily trolled tonight. Just a heads up. Hopefully they will not do that here. We just get rid of them. Anybody that wants to spend their time here mocking people, we'll take the views and just remove them. It's cool. Doesn't bother us. So.
Yeah, just a click of a button.
Yes, the power. The power. Wow. If Toronto Freddy was listening to this right now, he'd probably kick my ass, but tell me why I'm wrong, guys. I find the Nightmare on A Nightmare on Elm Street, the franchise, to be far less entertaining than Friday the 13th or Halloween. I don't know why. I've just never really resonated with those movies. How do you guys feel about A Nightmare on Elm Street, and where does it rank for you guys compared to the other series?
Maddie, you can go first.
After the first three, my interest level in Nightmare goes down until you hit Freddy's Dead and Final. Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and then okay, I'm interested again. Once they started getting more comedic and everything, and took away Freddy's mystique, that's when I just lost my interest in it, really. But I would watch Friday 13th or Nightmare before the other two.
Brett, how about you, man?
A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1 through 3, absolutely love those. I feel like they should have kind of ended it there, just because that would have been a solid little. I wouldn't probably say it was a full trilogy, but it would have been a good way to end it versus just kind of like what Maddie says, that it just went comedic, and just because they were playing off of what Freddy was in Dream Warriors, which I felt like that was a bad move. Just to make them more comedic as the movies went on. But to compare to the other ones, that's a whole franchise. I will pick easily Friday the 13th and Halloween. But if we're taking one movie out of those three, A Nightmare on Elm Street might be number one, or easily number two, but maybe number one over Halloween, even though Halloween is just so damn good.
Makes sense. Yeah, I'd say Nightmare really loses me after the first three movies. So, and then who didn't want to love Freddy versus Jason? I know some people do, and that's great. But for me, it was what could be, and it just ended up for me falling flat. Do either of you guys like Freddy versus Jason?
I love the third act of Freddy versus Jason, but just 1 and 2 is just okay, I'm just sitting here. I'm like, okay, let's just get to the big five, what I paid my money to see. But it was just okay for me, but just the third act was just really fun.
I think for all those years that they talked about it and it stayed in developmental hell, the movie we got, I was disappointed. But the third act is, was it worth my price for missing? Yeah, pretty much. But getting there, I was like, are we going to get there? When are we going to get there? When's the fight going to start? But, yeah.
Some of the acting in that movie, though. Oof.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Pat asks, do you think Michael recovering from being hit by Hawkins' SUV so quickly was a hint at him being supernatural? Brett, I'm going to let you answer this. Matt and I really shouldn't answer this, so you go ahead and answer this, Brett.
In my opinion, I would say maybe yes, but I don't think that was their intention to make him supernatural. I feel like they were just still trying to make Michael like being played off from the 78 version. Because even though the 78 version, they were like hiding him in the shadows and all that, but I really felt like he was more human than that one as well. Just like how easily he was getting damaged with like the needle in his neck and him being shot, even though he still got back up. So I guess in a way it's just 50-50. It's just whatever you, the viewer, perceives it.
Yeah, I can't comment without giving anything away. So, maybe he will kill the entire state of Illinois in Halloween Kills. That's right. Somebody Google how many people are in there. But yeah, no. Is he not? Wait and find out. Flinner says Freddy versus Jason is a shit show. I think that's a good word for it. I do.
The first two acts are a shit show.
Here's a controversial one, guys. I'll die on this hill. The best Elm Street movies are the ones Wes Craven was most involved in. Does he mean 1, 2, 3?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and no, he means 1, 3 and Nightmare.
Oh yeah,
he wasn't involved in the second one.
Yeah, because I was gonna say again, Nightmare doesn't stay with me. But the main character from 1 isn't really into until like the end, right?
No,
right at all.
For Nancy, Nancy wasn't into it at all. Like it was hinted that she was a part of like the timeline just because of the journal, but she wasn't actually in it.
I wonder why that worked. I wonder if they just couldn't get her, or if we're just going to take it in another direction.
It's probably another direction.
Mm-hmm. And then the thing that got backlash, and then that's when they brought Nancy back for the third one.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like, the second one's becoming more of a cult following now, or it's been gaining a cult following, and people are been appreciating it more.
Yeah, because the heroine of the movie looks like freaking Meryl Streep.
Next Gen Studios, do you believe they will reboot Jaws H-18 style, maybe for the 50th anniversary? And would you have faith in it? I don't think they're going to reboot it. I think they want to, but I think out of respect to Steven Spielberg, they're not.
I would.
And I don't know if I would have faith in it. I can't tell you the last shark movie I seen and liked.
Sharknado? Which one?
It might be Deep Blue Sea.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one.
I know for a fact Spielberg didn't like the way the shark came off, but like to me, Jaws is legendary. I know it's slow, but so is The Shining.
Mm-hmm.
Payoff in those movies are just so legendary.
Yeah, and then just if you remake Jaws too, like they'll just like put like just so much CGI into the shark, and it's not going to look good. So that would be my big issue with it. I would not have any faith in it.
Matt,
I agree. I agree. Yeah, I wouldn't touch it. And they would so CGI.
If it's great, leave it alone. Like with The Exorcist, leave it alone. I do not agree with it. Them remaking it or a sequel.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna go for about 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna get off here. It's late. late night AMA. I know I'm ready for bed. These guys probably are too. Speaking of Back to the Future, now I don't think there's any chance we're going to get another one, but would you guys be open to another Back to the Future movie?
Like as a remake, or kind of like a Back to the Future 4?
I would say like a 4, not a remake.
I wouldn't say no to the idea. I would just be having some questions on like where you go with the story. That would be like my only concern. But like if they say, "Hey, we're going to have a 4th one in theaters. Do you want to go see it?" I'm like, "Okay, I'll give it a try."
If they do it, they would have to do it with the new younger actor and not Marty. But I think you could keep Doc in it for a majority of the movie and then bring Marty in maybe towards the end. That could work.
Okay.
But if you want to do anything else, I wouldn't do it.
Terry says they could never get another Robert Shaw. He's talking about Jaws, and then Frank followed that up with Jaws had great actors. It would be hard to capture that again. Think about this, Think about this. If you could say to someone now, hey, and they've never heard of Jaws, but they have just a lot of knowledge in the acting industry, you can go watch a shark movie and it has Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss in it. The third fellow's name's, it's slipping my mind now. I can't remember who. Paul.
Roy Schneider.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Paul. I don't know why I said Paul. But like to me, Robert Shaw is so good. Like I've seen him in so much that I absolutely love. And then Richard Dreyfuss, he's a legend. Back then when that movie was cast, it was probably not a super big deal. But today we look back at it and it's like, holy crap, that cast is money.
I think the only way you could do it, you would have to hit on the cast. I think you could hit on the cast, but it would have to be perfect. Now, who could you cast as Robert Shaw? Ish. Pierce Brosnan? Maybe. Harrison Ford? Maybe a little too old at this point.
If he could survive Indiana Jones 5, maybe.
I know, right?
Right?
My shoulder.
Good Lord, that picture.
My shoulder.
Wow. By the way, shout out to everybody who is who's in the chat right now. Not even chat mods, just everybody in the chat, our usuals that are just, you guys know what you're doing. Keep it up. That's awesome. The community has each other's back. Doesn't get better than that. Anyways, Robert Shaw. How do you you could do a whole Phantom Empire live episode on, okay, if Jaws were to be remade, who directs and who's the cast?
Ooh.
Who directs and who's your 3 main actors or actresses in it?
That would be a great episode there.
Yeah, so I'll tune into that one.
Yeah, that and Brett's just like, yeah, fuck the rest of your content, man, but Jaws, I'm in. No,
I'm a big big fan of the channel, so I'll absolutely tune in. I tune into all the other ones.
Well, it's appreciated, man. It's appreciated. Who would direct though? You know what? Let's talk about that right now. Who would direct it? Let's say it's
not Rian Johnson.
It's not a shot-for-shot remake, but it's a sort of a retelling of the first movie. Who's your director?
Oh man, I don't know. It's just again, back to my comment. You just don't mess with a classic. So I haven't even really thought about it. It's just
who do you trust?
Yeah, that's the big.
I think that's a better question. Who would you want to direct? Who would you trust to do it right? Favreau.
I would have 2 at the top of my list.
I've got 2 right now.
Who are your 2?
James Mangold and Jon Favreau.
James Mangold would be really up there. I'd have a lot of faith in him. Brett, do you have anybody that's coming in?
I'm not right on this, but like it just comes to my mind because I'm trying to remember the director's name from Crawl. Alex, what's the name? It's slipping my mind.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't. I know exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember his name. Somebody help me in the chat or.
Sorry, what was it you said?
Alex, it's like Alexandre Ajay or.
Geez, I don't know.
Yeah, Alexandre Ajay. Yeah, that's
yes. Right. For like that would be like the one that I would say like yeah, maybe he can do Jaws, but honestly, like again, it's just such a classic. I just don't want nobody to touch it.
And Matt, you had Favreau and who?
James Mangold.
James Mangold. I would go Chris Nolan. And I know people are going to be like, oh, he just does sci-fi stuff. But you know what? I think Nolan's a fucking genius.
I agree.
And I think he could do it. And my other one would be Mike Flanagan. I've seen what he did in Dr. Sleep, especially the director's cut, all the callbacks to The Shining and how well he pulled that off. I would trust him to pull Jaws off. I really would.
Yeah, and he can easily build the suspense in scenes too, because that's what I love about Flanagan is because he can make a very suspenseful scene where like it makes you uncomfortable and it can scare you.
Thanks, Sound Painter.
Somebody, I put in Michael Bay. No,
Michael Bay. Well, he if you want
to be over the top,
his would be the, I think any version of a Jaws remake, though, is probably going to have him Bruce in the movie more than he was in the original, whether we like it or not, just to fit, 2000, let's say 23 or something. But again, I don't think that's a movie you need to touch. I think it's so special on its own. But yeah, no, I trust Nolan for sure. Team Money. So if there was a horror movie remake, what movie would y'all want to see remade? Oh, what one hasn't been done yet? I'm trying to think of one that hasn't been done.
Yeah, I know, because like they're just like making them left and right.
I would like to see a less funny, more scary take on A Nightmare on Elm Street. And give it more than one movie to pan out. That would be the answer.
Yeah, and Mike Flanagan would be my choice for A Nightmare on Elm Street. Absolutely, in my opinion. And for the remake one, I would love for them to see them do The Burning, because I think it's time to bring The Burning back from the 80s and just make it into a serious slasher. I think they can really pull it off.
The one I would love to see, Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Ooh, that's a good one. And I think they're actually are doing Silent Night, Deadly Night too. And I think in the horror community, they were trying to make Damien, who was the man in the mask in Strangers Pray at Night. They're trying to get him to play Billy, I think. Or just like to sign him up to like audition for it.
Sorry, guys, catching up on the chat. Rob Zombie would make a great Jaws movie.
No,
I don't know about that.
We struggle with him for Halloween. Do you really think any studio would let him near that?
Oh, Jaws, no.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm just imagining we get to meet Bruce's family in Jaws, and it's this sick, horrific take on Baby Shark and Baby Shark and Baby Shark's dad just like, I'm gonna skull fuck you, and all that. Oh man. And then we get into the actual Jaws movie. That's how I see a Rob Zombie Jaws movie going.
Yeah, we got to build a backstory here.
All right. What was that? I think Gabe would appreciate this. I wouldn't mind seeing a remake of April Fool's Day.
Oh, Jade would love that.
That'd be a good one.
Jade would be worried that they don't do it right. But yeah, no, just to have it back. The problem is you'd know what's coming, right? I mean, you probably should have known what was coming then. But people thought the prank was the fact that, I'm killing people. That's the prank. Oh no, I just gave away April Fool's Day for anybody who hasn't seen it. Whoops.
Oops.
So who has the Men in Black mind wipe?
Men in Black. Men in Black. Well, fellas, I remake Killer Clowns.
Oh, that would be a good one. Like Netflix has been trying for years to try at least make a second one.
What about instead of a remake, they do a sequel to 7 called 8?
The
And
8
then,
Deadly
like-
Sins.
I know.
And then let Brad Pitt be the villain.
You got no. Yeah, he went crazy. Yeah, you could. Morgan Freeman comes out of retirement to come back on the case.
Yeah, and goes up against his partner. They both know what the other one is thinking since they were partners. That would be a good matchup, like a psychological matchup.
Hey, we need to start writing that. That could work.
Destination Station says, I'd like to see a TV series of The Faculty or Urban Legend. I feel like they could do a lot with those properties. I think you could do countless things with Urban Legend.
I agree.
Like that lines itself up as almost like a anthology show.
Right.
You know?
The Faculty, not so much. I mean, I wasn't that big a fan of it when it came out. It was okay. Had everybody and their mother in it. It was popular at that time.
I like the first one, but I haven't seen the other ones yet.
Oh, here's a tough one. Tyler Davis, Sean, what elements would Halloween Kills need to have in order for it to officially take claim as your number one Halloween film?
Ooh.
You know what I think is unfair to new movies that we see? Is we hold the ones we love so closely to us that we've already seen that they get put up on like such a pedestal that like for any new movie to be able to like climb that pedestal, it's really hard. And it's not the new movie's fault. It's psychologically speaking. And, it's really hard for me. Like, I don't know. The score would have to be insane. There'd have to be some badass kills. Michael would have to be scary. Because when I was younger, Michael in 4 scared me more than Michael in 1 or 2. And you'd have to have really good suspense. And
I mean, you and I are the same way, other than we're flipped. You and I. That's right. You and I are both 4, then 1.
You and I.
As far as but I don't think for the kills to get up there. Go past 1. I don't see it. I mean, I just can't see it. Could it be better? Could it be the 3rd best Halloween movie of all time? Sure, I could see that. But to match up against 1 or 4, I don't think you can.
For me anyway, I think when Kills comes out, when it's all said and done, it'll if paper translates to screen. And there's a badass score, it'll probably end up being if it meets expectations, probably my 3rd favorite Halloween movie.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, it definitely has to have a great score. And from the trailer, I have a good feeling that the score is going to be astounding.
I just hope that they just didn't record that, or some studio people went in there and didn't do that. I hope like hell that was John Carpenter doing that score for the trailer.
Oh yeah, and another thing I want to make sure Halloween Kills does too is just like for it to be number one, like it has to take the predictability out of it too. I want to be like totally surprised because I feel like that's what Halloween, like you can kind of predict a lot of things, but I like to see a like not as predictable Halloween movie.
Agreed. Destination Station says, "How mad would you be if Danny McBride became the new Loomis?" We turn around, we see the screenshot, and it's just like one of his faces that he'd make in like Eastbound and Down or Vice Principals, where he's just like, and it's just like, oh God, no.
Now,
No.
if you wanted to bring Danny McBride in as Loomis's son, I'll buy that.
I actually never thought about that before of Loomis having a son.
Oh, I could see him having a kid. I just can't see him being Danny McBride.
No, like he'll have to wear like a ball cap and everything.
A bald cap. Sorry, the chat started picking up and I've lost my spot here.
That kid would have to be. I mean, his son would probably have. Because if Loomis is in his 50s in 78, let's go like that. So we're talking 40 years ago. That kid's could be 50 in his 50s. That might be a little too old for Danny. I mean, Brad to play.
That's true. Very true. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if there's nothing else, I think that is going to do it for tonight. Brett, where can everybody find you at, man?
I'm sorry?
Where can everybody find you at, dude?
Okay, you can find us on our YouTube channel for Good Real Hunting. And you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd. And we do release our longer episodes of our YouTube videos on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Awesome. Good stuff, man. Thanks for coming out and doing this with us, man. Can't wait to do it again.
Oh, hey, absolutely. I'm always available. And Maddie, it was great meeting you.
Yes, sir. You have a good night.
All right, you guys do too. And Sean, thank you again so much.
Thank you, dude. Have a good one.
Hey, you too. Thank you.
And then there were two. Frank says Mets suck. See? He said it. It's right there.
Dude, he's a Yankees fan. They got no room to talk right now.
Will said, I thought it was interesting that Dave McRae said the other day that the trailer literally showed nothing compared to what happens in the entire movie. Now, it depends. I don't know how Dave means that. If he's talking the percentage of stuff that happens in the movie and not the importance, then yeah, because there's way more that happens in the movie than shown in the trailer. But if we're talking the important things, no, there's a lot in that trailer. And when you finish seeing the movie, you're going to be like, oh, wow, we seen a lot of the important things in that trailer. So I would disagree with Dave on that. But, you know, it's the great thing about the internet. You don't always have to have the same opinion as someone else.
Yeah, I mean, I can't go there because I was going to say something. I was like, ooh.
He also said he meant percentage. Yeah, I'd agree with that. A lot happens in this movie. Like a lot.
I'm really curious to what the runtime is going to be on it.
Matt, earlier in the show, I didn't get it up on the screen though. Frank had mentioned he would like you a lot more without the hat.
I mean, why you gotta be hating on the hat? I mean, he's just butthurt right now that the Yankees suck. You know what? Right now, and they're not gonna make the playoffs. They can't keep a roster together that's worth a damn. So I love you, Frank. Piss off. Don't talk baseball to me right now. You can't talk right now.
You could be the Jays, you know, probably if not the best offense in baseball with pitching on the level of AAA.
I know.
Oh. How do you do that to that lineup?
Do you think they're going to make a move at deadline?
I do, but I think it'll be too little, too late. They might get into a wild card matchup, but like you're throwing away an amazing season with an amazing lineup with so much depth that even when good players struggle, the others are still playing good. Like you couldn't ask for more out of your offense than they've given them.
Oh, I know.
And they can't pitch. They can't pitch.
You were saying that at the beginning of the season. He's like, if he just had any pitching, this could be something to work with.
And I'm just some guy in his basement talking about horror movies and cinema. And if I could have gotten that right, do you think maybe the guys that are paid 6 and 7 digits could? Maybe. Just maybe. Fuck Rogers. Man. Man. Winding down here. Matt, are you a Knicks fan?
No, I'm a Lakers fan.
Draven G says some good news. Early reviews in from James Gunn's Suicide Squad are great. Yeah, as Tony Stagger once said once upon a time. I can't say I'm overly interested in that movie. I'll see it. You know, we kind of got to see movies like that that we're covering on the channel. But I don't know. I felt robbed with the first Suicide Squad, and then I don't know. And I also don't think John Cena can act. So there's that too. But I know there's a cast of so many more that are in that movie that could carry
a lot better actors than John Cena in that movie.
Frank Recker, I mean, I know the Yankees won't make the playoffs, but the Mets are just pure. You don't think the Yankees are going to
really? No, I don't think the Yankees can make the playoffs.
Interesting.
I think either Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay is probably going to win. No, shit. Boston's going to win the division.
Boston?
Toronto. Yeah, Boston's going to be legitimate good. And if they get Chris Sale back too at some point, they're going to be even better. I mean, and like I said, I don't know if it's too little, too late. Depends on what pitchers become available and what the Blue Jays are willing to pay up for one.
Yeah, well, as it stands right now, from what I can tell, the Blue Jays are still 4.5 games out of a wild card spot. That's a lot to make up.
No, it's not. 4.5.
When you have no pitching, that's a lot to make up. So if they want a shot, it better not just be one trade. It better be a couple. And
I think it could be.
You know, you're not at that stage. Don't go for rentals. Go with people. Go with controllable arms. Yeah, they're going to cost more, but go with controllable arms.
Hey, you gotta go get Cole Hamels. He's doing some tryouts and everything. You could be.
That's a lottery ticket. You want more of a thing. They have enough lottery tickets that haven't panned out. Flinter, when do you guys think Texas Chainsaw Shit Show will be out? Yeah, that test screening, there was nothing but bad stuff that came from that, which was unfortunate because I had such high hopes for that movie. I know for the longest time it was slated for 2021. And I think officially, if you look at it right now, it still says sometime in 2021, even though it's already July. That's probably a bad sign. I'm guessing more reshoots will come and that we're not going to see this movie anytime soon.
No, it'll come out in 22. If they want to get it right, it'll come out in 22.
Aaron Click says, smash that like button. Looks like this. Not this. This.
If you do this, you're just an asshole. I did the thumbs down. I said, if you do that, you're just an asshole.
Everybody comes in here and they don't listen to half of what we say, but they notice a poster on the wall. And they're like, that poster, it's looking good. It's the same one I've seen online, but instead of it being online, it's on your wall, and that's cool. Right? Isn't that what this is all about?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get it soon. I'm probably gonna wait till.
That was me being dickish for fun, not hostile.
No, you're fine. Oh, when we finally get a house, that's when I'm gonna start getting posters and putting them up.
Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, dude, where can everybody find you, man?
I'm everywhere. I'm up in the den. Pretty much whenever you need me, I'm ready, available. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me under Matt. I think it's Matthew Whitfield. But yeah, I'm around.
Did you just say you think your name is Matthew Whitfield?
I've had it Matt before.
If you don't know what your name is, man,
I know my damn name is.
I think we need to, roll back the curtain a bit and make sure you're all right.
Well, I put my name as Matthew Whitfield on there. I've had it as Matt Whitfield, and then I've had it as Matty Whitfield. I think my current incarnation of it is Matthew Whitfield.
What if it was, I think my name is Matthew Whitfield, ... or maybe not.
I should change it to that. How can I find you on Facebook? Oh, I won't be hard to find.
Yeah. And you can find all the Fandom Empire stuff at the links below. Instagram and Twitter is Fandom Empire Now. Facebook's the Fandom Empire Den. You can also check out Halloween Newsnet and the Fandom Empire page. And then if you want to support us on another level, you have the Patreon link right there. Patreon.com/Fandom Empire. Join today because that is the way. Holy crap. There is some big shit coming down the pipeline for Spider-Man. That's all I'm going to say. It's not on the horizon, but a few more horizons and shit will be getting mighty juicy. Don't forget to check out Fandom Empire Now tomorrow night. Back-to-back episodes. They'll both be about 45 minutes long. And we're talking Fear Street 94 and Fear Street 78. It'll be a ton of fun. Can't wait to do that with Mike. Matt, quickly here as we go off, what did you think of 94 and 78, and which one did you like better?
I loved the suspense of 94 and how it set it up, but I liked 78 better.
I thought all through that, even when they showed the previews, I'm like, wow, this looks like a Crystal Lake. This feels like Friday the 13th. And then you sent me that thing. It's like, oh, that's because it is.
Shot Jason Lives. Yeah, 6. Yeah.
Wow. Look at this. Max is my hero. Comes in at the end. And he's just like, I got you.
All right.
You suck.
Ban, report, remove, timeout. Yeah. All the above.
Terry says, awesome job, guys. Thanks for the impromptu show tonight. It was a fun. It was a fun. Yeah, I think it's time to go get off. Fun. No, don't go there. It was fun. I thought it was getting on for 20 minutes, and we ended up doing a 1-hour show. And a few people super chatted, and we had great conversation going back and forth, and united together as a community a few times without even needing to be instructed. And that's what community is about. You guys are family, and we're going to keep on keeping on, even though the Mets suck.
So do the Bucks.
Hey, Super Bowl champs. Super Bowl champs.
Brady's going to hit that cliff and go,
oh, for sure. It's coming, and I think he knows it's coming. I mean,
it's going to come, and the thing about it, it's probably going to happen like midway through a season. It's either I think it's going to be next season. He's going to hit it, and then it's just going to be like, boom.
I think he's still going to be good next season.
The year after that, you think he might hit the cliff?
Yeah, well, he even said, he doesn't have 5 years left. He doesn't think so. So I'm going to assume it's only going to be 2. But if it end up being 3 more years, this year and 2 more, I could see in that third one, whenever he does hit that, the cliff and start to go down, it's not just going to be like, sorry, this is how I'm explaining it. It's not just going to be, you're going to see him, really fight it. He's too smart to just, fall all the way down. He'll find a way to still be partially successful in areas, but I hope he doesn't go from that to just a shell of
like Breeze did at the end.
Know when to walk away.
Right.
Know when to walk away.
I think he's got this year, and then the cliff will happen the following year.
I love the way we phrase that. And then the cliff will happen.
2022 is when the cliff will happen.
When the cliff will happen. By the way, and I know the outro's been playing for a bit now. You kicked fucking ass in trivia last night, man.
I told you.
You were stuttering them left and right. Kieran didn't know what was hitting him. Johnny
I'm sick.
The longest answers in the world for every easy question.
Oh, I thought it was funny when you started busting out the which one was it? Who is the lead cast member? And I know what you did last summer. He's like, "There's two."
Oh
no, there's not. There's one. Well, all four of them were built at the top. No, but if you watch the movie, who was in the second one too?
I'm not going to read it on air, but yeah, that probably
doesn't help.
Especially
when she's worth more than you.
The only sports Sound Painter likes is fishing and MMA. It's an interesting combo. I've never really understood fishing.
I don't either.
Nothing about it appeals to me, and yet I know people that I never would have thought would be into fishing.
Like Frank.
Ended up being into fishing. Fishy fish. Fishy fish. That's going to do it for us, guys. Yeah. Have a good one. Good night.
And always remember, Yankees suck.
Tommy B sticking up for the Yankees.
Oh, yeah, no.
I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
I could totally see that.
Well, he's a Jersey boy, so.
Indeed.
He's either, most Jersey. Well, Frank's from Jersey. So I've heard either the Yankees or the Phillies. You can go either way.
Good part to exit on right here.
Mm-hmm.
na na.